The tension between Big Meech and Rick Ross has reached a boiling point, and the drama surrounding their failed partnership has left fans and industry insiders questioning where things went wrong. For weeks now, there has been an undercurrent of drama between the two, with Big Meech making his frustrations known in subtle ways, but it wasn't until recently that everything exploded into the open. The situation between them is not just about a failed concert or broken promises, but about betrayal, unfulfilled expectations, and a rivalry that's been brewing for much longer than many realize. Big Meech, who has a reputation for not letting betrayal slide, is furious with Rick Ross. When they first teamed up, it wasn't just about the music. Ross had grand plans for Meech. He promised him a grand welcome home concert, a loftier budget for upcoming projects, and a larger spotlight for his return. At the time, it all sounded amazing to Meech, but now that Ross has failed to deliver on any of his promises, Meech is left to pick up the pieces of a shattered partnership. It's clear that Ross's absence has only made matters worse, and Meech is feeling abandoned and betrayed by someone who promised so much. When Big Meech was released from prison, there was a lot of excitement about his return. Rick Ross, known for his larger-than-life persona, jumped at the opportunity to capitalize on Meech's release and put together what was promised to be a monumental welcome home concert. The plan was for Meech to headline this event, bringing back a sense of nostalgia for fans of the Black Mafia family, BMF, and allowing Meech to re-establish himself in the music and entertainment industry. However, what was supposed to be a career-defining moment for Big Meech turned into a public embarrassment. The concert that was supposed to be a huge celebration never took place. At the last moment, everything was called off, with federal agents allegedly swooping in with letters that forced the cancellation. The fact that federal intervention happened at the last minute left many people wondering who had the power to influence such an event. That's when rumors began swirling that 50 Cent might have had a hand in the cancellation. Given the long-standing rivalry between 50 Cent and Rick Ross, it wasn't hard to imagine that 50 could have played a part in the disruption of the concert. 50 Cent, always quick to take jabs at Rick Ross, certainly had a lot to say when the situation unfolded. As soon as the concert fell through, 50 was quick to mock the whole situation on Instagram, making jokes about how things were going downhill and even posting about the concert being shut down. 50 Cent's trolling didn't stop there. He posted a message on Instagram asking if the show was canceled, but it was clear that he was laughing at Rick Ross's expense. He used the opportunity to continue his ridicule of Ross, calling out the key failed promises and turning the situation into yet another victory in his ongoing feud with the rap mogul. 50 Cent has always been someone who thrives on chaos, and he took full advantage of the situation to poke fun at Ross, even though the situation was deeply affecting Big Meech. What really stings for Big Meech is that Ross didn't offer any help when everything started to crumble. Instead of stepping up and supporting Meech, Ross lingered in the background, seemingly using Meech's name to settle scores with 50 Cent. While Meech was struggling to deal with the fallout of the failed concert, Rick Ross remained silent, offering no apology or explanation for his broken promises. The situation went from bad to worse when 50 Cent shared a picture of Tammy Cowan, someone who had been accused of being a federal informant. In this post, 50 Cent accused Meech of working with Tammy to provide information to the authorities. While he was incarcerated, 50 Cent even published some supposed text messages between him and Tammy, raising further questions about the role Meech played in the situation. The accusations from 50 Cent were explosive, and they only added fuel to the fire, especially considering Meech's connection to Tammy Cowan. 50 Cent's attacks didn't stop there. He accused Meech of being responsible for the incarceration of others, such as Blue Da Vinci and Cuffy, suggesting that Meech had used Tammy as an informant. This entire situation was becoming more complicated by the day, and it was clear that the drama between Meech and 50 Cent was far from over. In fact, 50 Cent seemed to be enjoying the chaos, posting jabs on social media while leaving everyone wondering how deep the betrayal went. The back and forth continued to escalate as 50 Cent's comments on social media grew more pointed. He continued to mock Meech and the entire situation, seemingly enjoying the chaos that Ross had helped create. The problem, however, wasn't just about the failed concert and 50 Cent's relentless trolling. It was about the deeper issues between Meech and Ross and how the situation had now spiraled out of control. It's no secret that 50 Cent and Rick Ross have a long-standing rivalry, but it's becoming clear that Ross has made some questionable decisions when it comes to his feud with 50. At the heart of the matter is the BMF story, which 50 Cent has owned the rights to for years. Initially, Ross had expressed interest in creating his own BMF series, but when he learned that 50 Cent held the rights to the project, he was forced to back down. Ross's grand idea to create a bigger, more expensive BMF series was thwarted by 50 Cent's legal ownership of the narrative. Instead of backing off, Ross doubled down, claiming that his version of the BMF story would have a bigger budget and be more successful than the one 50 Cent had worked on. However, Ross's boasts were hollow because, without the legal rights, his plans for a BMF series would never come to fruition. This left Ross in a frustrating situation where he could talk big but couldn't deliver. As if the failed concert and the thwarted BMF project weren't enough, Ross made matters worse by continuing to involve himself in the drama with 50 Cent. Recently, Ross reignited his feud with 50 Cent by mocking him on Instagram, even bringing up the death of 50 Cent's mother in a post. Ross claimed that he was the only person who had ever truly gotten to 50 Cent, and he wasn't afraid to stir the pot. This move was personal, and it's clear that Ross was trying to get under 50's skin, but it only added to the tension and drama that was already building between the two. The feud between 50 Cent and Rick Ross has taken on new dimensions, and it's no longer just about personal insults and petty arguments. It's about business, control, and power. Both men are trying to assert their dominance, but the true victim in this mess is Big Meech, who finds himself caught in the middle of a battle between two larger-than-life figures in the entertainment industry. While 50 Cent and Rick Ross are squabbling over their egos and their businesses, Big Meech and his son, Lil Meech, are the ones who are suffering financially. After the failed concert, Meech was left without the promised payday, and things only got worse when 50 Cent distanced himself from the BMF series and stopped supporting Lil Meech's career. It's clear that 50 Cent has no qualms about using his power to punish those who cross him, and in this case, it's Meech and his family who are paying the price. Cent's petty actions have had real consequences for Lil Meech, who is struggling to find his footing in the entertainment industry. The fact that 50 Cent has gone so far as to blur Lil Meech's face in promotional materials for the BMF series is a direct shot at both Meech and his son. It's a reminder of just how deep the animosity runs between 50 Cent and the BMF camp, and how personal this feud has become. It's one thing to fight over business matters, but it's another thing entirely when families are caught in the crossfire. This kind of financial strain has been exacerbated by Rick Ross's failure to follow through on his promises. Had Ross delivered on the Welcome Home concert and the grand plans he had for Big Meech, Meech could have made a significant profit. But now, with Ross silent and 50 Cent continuing to mock him, Big Meech finds himself in a difficult financial position, all while watching the people he trusted fail him at every turn. As for Rick Ross, the impact of his actions on his own career cannot be ignored. While he may have tried to position himself as a major player in the BMF story, it's clear that his involvement has done more harm than good. Ross's inability to deliver on his promises has left him looking like a man who talks big but fails to follow through. His failed attempts at creating a BMF series and his inability to support Big Meech when he needed it the most have tarnished his reputation, both in the industry and with the public. Ross's behavior over the past few months has made him a figure of ridicule, not just from 50 Cent but from others in the industry as well.